Okay, so this is me trying to figure out my new camera. That's right, new camera. Okay. Hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me. My name is Melody, and for the past year, I've been battling my shopping addiction, and I'm so thankful for those of you that have come along with me. This video, I want to wrap up my 2021 project and do some reflection and celebration on that project. My circumstances have changed so much since I started the project December 26th of 2020. I was still very sick back then, and I started the channel for some accountability with my shopping and also to give myself something to do. And I have accomplished both of those things, mostly with your help, and I am so grateful that you've been here with me for that. And those of you that are new, I welcome you, and I hope that you'll stick around and enjoy the ride. Okay, so I have a lot to say, but I'm going to try to keep it brief because I could ramble for a long time, and I don't want to do that. And I also want to spread it out to different videos because I have lots of ideas. So I want to talk about the lessons I've learned, some stats about what I've done, and my accomplishments. So first of all, lessons I've learned. All right, lessons I've learned as far as shopping and not shopping. First of all, one of the biggest things that the biggest shocks to my system was when I had this thought. So I was already a couple months into my no-buy, and I think I was using a hall pass, which definitely triggered my desire to shop again. I just wasn't ready mentally for that. And I had this thought, okay, if I could get this dark blue eyeshadow, I'll have everything I need and I won't need to shop again. Do you know how many times I've told myself that lie before? Yes, many, many times. But thankfully, I had the awareness to let that shock me, and I did not buy the blue eyeshadow. Yay. But it really helped me put into perspective the habits I've had. So that was one lesson. I hope that makes sense to you. If you've ever struggled with an addiction, I think it's going to make sense, because that's one of those things that they always talk about with addiction is like, oh, just this one last time and then I'll put it behind me. And that's what that was. Another lesson I learned was to incentivize not shopping. So I incentivized not shopping by saving money to travel, and that I did. I will cover that in once I get to the achievements, but that has helped so much. So every time I was tempted to shop during the first part of my year, which was my no-buy, I put the money aside and saved it up for travel. And it worked so well, both in helping me to stop shop, but also to provide a means for me to travel and something else. Another lesson I learned was to envision my life with and without a certain item. For example, in the recent All True market, whatever they call it, I think it's the seasonal market, I had my eyes on a beautiful mustard cardigan. I wanted it so badly. I had it in my cart. I was about to pull the trigger. I had all the ways to justify it. And I sat there and I pictured my life with it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I would be super happy initially that I had this new cardigan. And eventually it would just become another one of my cardigans. It probably wouldn't stand out as being anything special. And I already have many cardigans that I already like. So I decided I didn't need it. I pictured myself without that cardigan, and I was wearing other cardigans like the ones that I already own. So it really helped me realize that having that cardigan in my life wasn't going to make it any better. All right, so some stats about my channel. I started the year, which I'm counting December 26th, 2020 as the start of my YouTube year, with 102 subscribers, and I'm ending 2021 with a top number of 310. So yay! I'm down now again because the numbers go up and down, but that's the largest number I recorded as far as subscribers go. This is the 98th video I'm filming, and I'm about to film 99 and 100 after this, and I should have those up on my channel before the end of the year. So that means that in 1 year I filmed more than 100 videos, because not all of them made the cut in order to get on my channel, but I edited and loaded 100 videos this year. That is something that I am very excited about. My top video in terms of views was, hold on, just had it up, now it disappeared. Shopping addiction, my no buy year, shopping triggers. So that was my #1 viewed video with 7.7 thousand views since it was posted 11 months ago. And looking back at some of the series that I filmed on my channel, the I Did Not Buy It series was the most uploaded to series. And of course, that's where I looked back at all the things that tempted me in that pay period. I filmed it every payday, added up what I would have purchased, and put that into savings, which is how I was able to accomplish some of the accomplishments that we'll talk about shortly. But I would say, and that was a lot of fun, but to me, the series that I had the most fun with and which felt the most creative to me was makeup as currency. So I took all my lipsticks and tried to determine if I went with retail value, which I don't pay retail value for almost anything, but if I went with retail value, if I added up the cost of that and still maintained a decent lip wardrobe, if you will, would I be able to afford a flight to Norway? And the answer, you'll have to watch that video. Yes, I could. Yes, I could watch it. I will link it below because I just had so much fun with that series. And then I did eyeshadow palettes to try to pay for my housing on a vacation. And yeah, so you'll see. That was a fun one. All right, so yeah, that was a look back at some of my stats with my channel. And I went through such a creative rut in the last few months, but I now have brainstormed so many ideas for new videos that will be coming up in my project for next year. So stay tuned for that. There'll be a video out on that explaining what my project is going to be for next year, and I'm really excited about it. What else I'm excited about are all my accomplishments. So #1, I already talked a lot about this in the YouTube stats. Posting will be 100 videos this year. #2, I feel like I accomplished 2 years in 1 year because of switching from the no buy to the low buy, and that happened because my circumstances had changed so much from the time I started the relaunch till the time that I switched over, and I learned so much in that time. I felt like I learned everything I was going to learn from a no buy, so it just seemed like the right time to switch over. And I'm so glad that I didn't force myself to continue with the no buy, because I would be 6 months behind at this point, because I went through a little bit of a rebound. I did too much shopping when I switched to a low buy. But now I've overcome that, and I'm at the point where I have a much healthier relationship with shopping and with material items, and I am ready to move forward with that. Whereas if I had continued on with the no buy, I would just be still getting to that point. So I'm really happy about that. With the money that I saved doing my I Did Not Buy It series, I was able to me this is huge, okay? This is huge. I was able to help fund 3 trips and buy a new camera. So if you see myself looking over here, it's because I actually have a viewfinder now. I will get used to it, so I won't focus over here all the time. It's just that it's so different for me, because I was always just blindly recording before. So this is so helpful, especially being in a new space. I will I'll explain about the space shortly. But being in a new space, in the past, I've had to just be either super zoomed out or, you know, I had several videos where my head was cut off when I was first filming. So this just allows me to be able to do this just off the bat. I might still crop it a little bit, but I know I'm in shot or in the frame, and yeah, it just makes it so much easier. It's also great for photography. If you notice, my sound quality probably isn't as good as past videos, which still wasn't great, but at least I had a mic. My mic just isn't talking to this camera, so I'm not sure if I need to do something with the camera or have a different mic or what I need to do, but I'm just using the camera itself. So I hope it's not too tinny. I think it is a little bit tinny because I did a little bit of a test and it wasn't great. But anyway, to me, it is so huge. I figured that I'd be able to fund some trips. I didn't think I was going to be able to do a camera. So I'm so excited that I was able to do that. I got a really good deal on it. It's an Olympus OMD5 Mark III. Probably means nothing to most of you, but it didn't mean anything to me before I bought it. But hey, I got a really good deal. My brother-in-law that's really into photography got the same one, and I hope to really be able to expand in photography as well as use it as my YouTube recording video camera. Did I get there? I think I got there. Okay, my 3 trips that this project helped me fund. One was to Myrtle Beach. You saw quite a bit about that on my channel, and that is where my husband and I went down. We listened to a couple timeshare presentations, so that tells you that it wasn't a super expensive trip, but it helped out quite a bit on that, so we didn't have to dig into our regular funds for life. And yeah, that was really good. And then the most exciting trip, and I'm going in chronological order, the most exciting trip for me was a trip to New England with my husband and my dad. We went up there at the end of August, and we went through, we hit all of the New England states, and many of the states were new for me. So we went through Connecticut, Rhode Island. I had not been to Rhode Island before. I didn't remember being to Connecticut, but apparently I had been. So, well, it's kind of new. Rhode Island was new. Massachusetts, I had only been to the airport before. So that was new. Reminds me a lot of the Twin Cities, the Boston area, so that was fun. And then we went through New Hampshire. That was a new state for me. We went to Maine, which I'm in love with Maine. I saw a moose and its baby. I saw a cow and its little, calf? I don't know. But yeah. That was fantastic. I was only in Maine for a couple of hours and I saw a mom and a baby moose. Okay, and I fell in love with Maine, and the East Coast scored so many points with me with its proximity to New England, which if you're not from the US, you probably don't know what New England is, maybe. But it is the northeasternmost part of the US. It borders Canada, and it's right on the Atlantic Ocean, and it's beautiful. Well, most of it's on the Atlantic Ocean, because then on the way back we hit Vermont, which is not, they're known for maple syrup. I got maple cream pie. This trip, not a single thing went right. I planned it so well for the October before. We were gonna go and then we didn't because of COVID. So when we went in the following August, so 10 months later, one restaurant was closed to count spoons. Not lying. So we got delayed there, which made us 5 minutes after closing for the next stop that I had planned out. I was trying to get the iconic food of each state, and it just didn't work out. Nothing worked out, but whatever. It was a fantastic time. So Vermont was a new state for me, and then we came down through upstate New York, and that was not new for me, but it was lovely. And yeah, so that was so exciting to do all of that. That was a trip that we've been trying to do for a very long time, so that helped. The I Did Not Buy It's helped fund that trip. And then thirdly, I went on a trip with my dad, my son, and his girlfriend to go check out colleges in Minnesota. So we were partially funded by that account as well. And then after that, I bought the camera. So yay! That's so huge. Okay, I hope you're excited. Probably not as excited as me, but I hope that you share some excitement with me on that. All right, so I've mentioned that my circumstances are so different now than what they were when I started this project, and so I have a different job. I'm partially living in a new location. I'm going back and forth between my old location and my new location. Ooh, yeah, I can't forget this. I'm now a tea drinker instead of a coffee drinker. What? All right. Yummy. And yeah, so new job, new church. So I'm working at a church and they have a podcast room, and that's where I am right now. So I'm able to record in the podcast room, and because it's a podcast room and not a video room, the background is not exactly aesthetically pleasing, but I will work on that. I'm just going with how things are set up right now, and I will be doing some recording in here, probably still some recording at home. So we'll see. I don't know, whatever. You'll just have to bear with me. I'm a work in progress, and so is my channel. All right. I think I've said enough. I thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And I hope that if you are not already, that you will subscribe, and especially be on the lookout to see what my project for 2022 is going to be. I'm really excited to share that with you, and just like this, it may change as we go, but the framework will be in place, and I hope that by the end of next year I will have accomplished what I set out to accomplish, no matter if it's by the means that I started with or not. Okay. Is that it? I guess so. I'm rusty. Bear with me. Okay, bye. Thanks. Bye.